Captain's Log. Hello, I'm Captain Vile. Good on you. I made it to Friday. Now, I've got a few things on the docket this afternoon. I upload these at 4 p.m. Central Time, so it's afternoon. However, I record them in the evening. UK time. Or like London time or whatever. Whatever. It's 7 p.m. for me. And it'll go up at 10 p.m. for me, but 4 p.m. for you if you are in the middle of the United States, about. Yeah, sounds about right. Anyway, got a number of things to talk about. So I have a dream. The details, mostly, of the dream escape me at the moment. I failed to write it down when I woke up. However, the more noteworthy parts I, of course, remember. It's not that long a dream. I forgot most of it. As always, I was someone else other than myself in this dream for whatever reason. Unlike not one person, because some people have told me that they also dream this way. But if you're wondering what the hell I'm talking about, I've found out that I'm the outlier in this by watching TV shows and movies when it's like characters in a movie are dreaming and they dream as themselves. I'm like, oh, that's noteworthy. However, I'm the one who's noteworthy. Because I don't dream as Sawyer Etienne. I would dream as, like, a fictional character, or a completely original, specific to that dream character, and have, like, fake memories of a fake life, and then wake up, and then have all those memories kind of flash for a second, and then go back to being Sawyer Etienne, and very disoriented when I wake up. So that happens. Not nightly, but every time I dream. Anywho, this time I was Carl Wheezer. It's not often fictional characters. It is often characters created for the purpose of that dream. But sometimes it's fictional characters. But anywho, I remember I was watching like a YouTube video that was a recreation of a scene of a TV show or a movie. I don't remember what. But it was recreated using the TF2 mercs. I remember there was Spy, Heavy, and Engineer, and they were on the red team. And they were all doing something. But that's not the point of the dream, that's just what happened to me. But it's like, I'm Carl Wheezer, and I'm lost in the jungle. But I have with me this, like, bag of... Now, it's not... This is a very specific snack, but it was like fruit roll-ups. It's not what you're thinking of. It's like a pancake syrup that dried. One side is rough, one side is smooth, and it's on like clear saran wrap inside of a colorful packaging with this like adolescent in like typical producer what they believe is cool these days. Backwards baseball cap, green shirt, overly sized blue jeans, red sneakers. And the name escapes me, but that's the packaging. But it's like a red vine or a Twizzler. I can never remember the difference between those. And apparently there is a difference. When I was a kid, I'm going off, this is a bit of a tangent, but whatever, that's what the whole show is. When I was a kid, there was like this like fair at a school I went to, and they were selling one of the two, but I wanted the other one. But I said the name of what they were selling, and I'm like, this isn't... I think I wanted Twizzlers? They were selling Red Vines, which is the one that's like plastic. Or rubber, or whatever. But I wanted Twizzlers. And I thought they were the same thing, and it was just synonyms. But anyway, in the dream, it was red vines. But they were like medical red vines. So I had, like, injured my arm and was... I was bitten by a snake, and I was frantically looking through this pile of, like, fruit candy, looking for the one labeled, like, venom antidote. And I was getting more panicky and frantic. And I remember I picked up, like, a yellow one that was, like, poison antidote or something, and I, like, tore that open and frantically ate it. And then I, like, died on the jungle floor, because it was poison, not venom. And I just woke up. It was a distressing dream. But I woke up and I was like, fine. I was like, oh, I'm not dead. Or desperately, like, clutching my throat and foaming at the mouth. I'm fine. But all of it as Carl Wheezer, the Jimmy Neutron character. It was I was doing the voice too. I wasn't doing the voice. I was speaking with his voice because I was him, or I imagined myself to be him. But it was, oh no, like, oh, this is a terrible impression of Carl Wheezer. Just, oh, where is it? Where is it? Oh no, it's not that one. No, it's this. That wasn't like bad laughing. I was attempting to do a choke, and then I laughed at the bad attempt at the choke and impression. Whatever. Moving on. That was the dream. Oh well. Now the other thing I wanted to talk about. Some of you may be familiar with the video game series Bendy and the Ink Machine. Now, I have uploaded a recent video denouncing this series. It got some views. It got some comments. It certainly got more of each than I was expecting. It has not overtaken the Bendy cast reveal shitpost, as people were thinking it might. I believe it's run its course. I will say, I was overly aggressive in that video. I am not annoyed by the comments I received. I'm, like, understandable. Some people were overly cordial to how aggressive I was. They were saying, well, I get his point. Like, well, this only applies to the first Bendy game, or like, well, this is your opinion, man, like, whatever. And some people were talking about, why are you using Dave the Octopus as an avatar? And then one guy called me a bitch. I enjoyed that one. He commented twice, but the more notable one was okay. No, I don't care. He's not gonna watch this. He's like written me off as this Bendy hating guy, so he doesn't watch my channel. But one comment was like, you should be better to the horror games community, and then you can, like, meet the ink demon himself in hell. Is paraphrasing, but that's what he said in one comment. And the other comment was like, I don't know, what was it specifically? Like, Bendy is a good game, you don't deserve your channel, bitch. And that was very close to what it was. That's his sentiment. But whatever. I was overly aggressive, and I got the comments that aggression got. Oh yeah, what a wordsmith. Whatever. I'm fine with that. Understandable. I am appreciative of the cordial ones. I am amused by the returning aggression ones, and by the, why is this guy talking about Dave the Octopus? I will say, someone... I'm going through all videos. This is also amusing. Someone's going through my new videos and disliking them. Some disgruntled Bendy fan was so perturbed by what I said. They are going through my videos and disliking them one by one. I find that amusing. Like, hey, power to them. If you are this particular Bendy fan, you don't need to comment. Just know, I find it very funny. I could draw out. I could make a response video to the comments. I could make a response or a sequel-esque video giving more precise reasons on why I don't like it. I'm not going to. I easily could. I am, in fact, the type of person to draw this out into a long and tedious, I suppose, internet war, I suppose, yeah. Whatever. But I don't want to do that. I'm already in war with Simi. That's enough for me. That's the other thing I wanted to talk about. But I will finish off this Bendy discussion. This is the last I will ever talk about it. Unless someone specifically, like, brings it up to me, I'm not going to mention this ever again. So I'll air out all my opinions on the matter now. I just don't like the game. I don't like the series. I don't know too much about the second game, the revival one. I do know it does more with color. And that's about it. But the gameplay in the first one is bad. And it doesn't explain much to you. I stand by everything I said in that video, by the way. I'm not apologizing for anything. I'll make that clear, since I'm not going to, like, go on this subject again unless someone specifically brings it up. And even then, I might just not acknowledge it. No, I stand by everything I said in that video. I will admit that I made my statement with much too much ferocity. But what I was saying was, like, right. It was correct. Oh well. Now, I'm going to talk about Simi, as I said. Like, I don't want to get into a war with the Bendy fandom. I'm already in a war with Simi. And I don't think I've mentioned this, actually. My friend Brandon, who has been on the channel every now and then, is a Bendy fan, and has bet me I have to play Bendy and Ink Machine if I lose a 1v1 against Simi in TF2. Each class gets free lives, whoever gets the most kills win. If I lose, I have to play Bendy and Ink Machine. So, look forward to that, in like 2 weeks or something. He's given us ample time to prepare. But anywho, I wanted to discuss my friendship with Simi. How can you be friends with someone that you are at war with? And that is an interesting question. Simi is my oldest friend, and I would say that we have a somewhat, not that, like, complex, but a significant friendship, or an interesting friendship. Because we both do kind of hate each other, and have been fighting for years. We've known each other for 10 years, and have fought for every single one of those 10 years. He lied about his YouTube channel when we first met. He doesn't lie about objective truths as much now, but he certainly did when I first met him. And I was much more aggressive to him being blatantly wrong when we first met. I have since somewhat cooled down. However, I have, like, I will say I target his intelligence more. I'm looking through, because I have another TF2 video I'm editing now where I play with Simi. Nothing as scandalous as the first one, where he's trying to bait me into saying slurs. Which is something that he, like, that's why I say we have somewhat of an interesting friendship. Being that he is actively trying to, like, get me to say the N-word. And I am actively trying to, like, sabotage his channel. But we're friends. Like, oh well. It is nice at the very least. It's a stress reliever, I'll be honest. Like, we'll play Party Animals and be put on the same team, and Simi will do something so blatantly stupid, and I can just, like, say any like, insults, any harsh combination of words I want, excluding a word he's trying to get me to say, of course. And he'll just, like, do it right back. We can be, like, genuinely angry at each other, which we have been in videos. And then just be like, yeah, all good. Like, a second later, as soon as I, like, throw him into, like, icy water and, like, party animals, and say, ha, suck it, and he'll, like, go on a rant about, like, his agenda or something. Yeah, it's good fun, being able to, I guess, fully scream at someone. And get fully screamed at by someone. We both, like, hate each other the right amount, at right times. It's quite fun. Oh well. Other than that, I suppose I'm trying to play BattleBlock Theater with him. We've stopped playing, Rayman Origins. Excuse me. Last episode on about that, where we fought that plant, is going to be the last episode on that. This isn't much of a substantial topic, just bread ongoings. What about more channel ongoings, Captain? Well, I don't know. The channel is turning free in 2 weeks. Let's see, is that specific? I do believe, off the top of my head, it is May 27th. I will speak more on this when the date comes, obviously. But I suppose I'll mention it now, like, as it's coming up. Yes, May 27th, 2022. Next Tuesday. So, next Captain's Log, I will speak about my feelings on that. I'll give you a hint on my plans for that. It's not going to be the same as my plans for the first anniversary, and it is going to be the same as my plans for the second anniversary, but with a twist. If you don't know what we did for the second anniversary, go listen to that video. Yes, I spoke correctly. And if you want to know what we did for the first anniversary, we didn't do anything, because I forgot. Well, that's not true, actually. But I'll speak on that when I talk about the channel's third anniversary next Captain's Log. So, unless you're watching this on a playlist, and as a way of to, like, grind out JRPGs or writing your essay, you're gonna have to wait. Anyway, thank you for watching, and goodbye.